Houdini. Big Keith trailer. Look at him rumble. 40, 50. Watch out. The earth is shaking. He's at the 30.
Tackle your losses with another episode of the Tackle for Loss podcast, the premium New Zealand NFL gambling podcast.
Fires into the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. No.
And we're back.
Whoa.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Tackle for Loss podcast. Tackle your losses with the Tackle for Loss podcast. This week, that's all I got.
This week, the NFL was unpredictable, as it is many a week, but this was the first week I watched. So,
Yeah,
Yeah, welcome to it.
yeah.
I do feel like there was a bit of a shift this week with a lot of the results. I don't know what it was. Maybe it's just because I did so poorly with betting, but I feel like there was a bit of a shift.
Yeah. Before we get into the betting on the NFL, we'll like to shout out Oklahoma, the Cowboys.
Oklahoma State.
Yeah,
Oklahoma Cowboys.
Okay.
Well, they said the Cowboys.
You said Oklahoma,
The Cowboys.
and then you said the Cowboys.
Yeah.
The Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, it sounds
Why
like
did I
saying,
say Dallas? I said Oklahoma Cowboys.
no, there's
You didn't say Oklahoma Cowboys. You said Oklahoma.
Maybe he's shouting out the state.
the Cowboys.
Cowboys.
The state.
The state of Oklahoma and the Dallas Cowboys.
No, just Cowboys in general.
I was fully for dramatic effect. We could do it again.
Well, it doesn't work when there's so many different teams in Oklahoma, and also there's more than one Cowboys. It doesn't work. Just sounds like you're talking about different teams.
I too am a big fan of Clint Eastwood.
I didn't get that reference.
Just a cowboy.
Oh, just a cowboy.
Is he from Oklahoma?
I hope so.
I don't know. Okay, Oklahoma State Cowboys beat some team I've forgotten the name of. and
Kansas State.
Kansas State.
Yeah,
That's how shit they were.
They were forgettable. But earned you a fair bit of money.
they did earn me a fair bit of money. Won 300 on the day. I lost a little bit, but in total, I was up about 250 or something. So-
Very nice. I won $8, which I then promptly spent on the Raiders game, where I lost my $8
All right,
and a bit of time off my life that I'll never get back.
We'll get there.
that's true. All right, should we talk about last week?
Sure. We'll go through last week, starting off with Thursday night football.
Yes.
Solid results for everyone there. Cree has remained undefeated.
Undefeated.
Undefeated at Thursday night football. He's 4-0. Myself hit the over this week, so I'm now 3-1. And Kiefer, welcome to it.
Thanks,
Took
man.
the over to you're 1-0.
That feels good, sounds good, and tastes
Tastes good?
Tastes good. Yeah, tastes
There you
good.
go.
Tastes like money.
And then last week's lock results, apart from Thursday night football, only took 3, which is a poor effort, but we will do better this week. So out of those, 1 hit, 2 of them missed, and I hated myself. Cree, you also had a poor showing,
Yep.
2 hit, 5 missed.
Yep.
And Kiefer, you're the only one who went positive, 4-3.
Huge opening week for Kiefer in the corner.
It's not that great.
No.
That was
Still
better
not
than
great.
both of you.
We've been doing it a couple of weeks. We're allowed to have a little bit of fall off.
Yeah, that was rough. I'm a bit annoyed because there were a couple of games that I was watching, and like one of them, Ravens game against Steelers. Ravens were winning 10-3 going into the fourth, I think it was, and I was kind of like, yeah, sweet, looks good. Like
We haven't introed everyone yet either, because there's a rustling behind the on the microphone
oh
now.
yeah, you got producer Harry sitting back there,
Hello.
and then you got Isaiah sitting back there too, our graphics designer.
Yeah.
He's the one snacking.
Yeah, that game fucked me off because they were up by 7, I think, going in the fourth. Steelers didn't really have any showing of them putting together any points, and then
Yeah.
they go and fuck it up.
It was less of the Steelers winning the game and more of the Ravens losing the game, if that makes sense, you know?
Yeah, and then the other one was the Titans one, which I'm annoyed about. They were playing really well, or not really well, but they were like holding their own against the Colts, and then it kind of just fizzled off. It's just
Is that the one you gave me a little bit of grief about on last week's podcast?
people. I gave you grief about every game.
Yeah, look at that stat line, eh? Look at
Look,
that.
we'll see when we get to the end of the season who's got the better fucking stat line.
Hey,
So,
you-
like, you worry about your fucking $8 you bet. No, not even $8. You worry about your $2 you're betting every week, all right, man? I'll worry about my bets. You worry about yours, all right?
Yeah.
To be fair, for a week,
But-
for your first week showing, 4-3 is not great.
Well, it's better than both
Your
of
margin for
guys.
error is minimal at this point. At
I
least
get-
we've given ourselves a bit of a buffer, haven't we, Cree?
Yeah, man, I'm still 13-11.
Yeah, and I'm 9-6, so we've still got a little bit of a buffer. Kiefer, however,
Keep us very close to being negative.
it's not
It's
a good
okay.
start.
It's only upwards from here. Also, you owe me a shotgun. You did a lock gun.
Yeah, well, I have to do it another time because drinks all over there.
As I do you mind grabbing a can, if you don't
He'll
mind.
need a key as well.
Yeah.
Probably need a tool as well.
Why don't we just do this another? Because Phil has to still do his.
Did Phil
Oh,
do
does
his
it?
3 on the week?
Yeah. No, Phil didn't do any.
Oh,
He hasn't
okay.
done
Phil,
his yet
Phil,
either.
Phil's
He was
got to
talking
do
a big
3.
game about how he wouldn't let us down, and
he
then he
did.
goes and lets us down.
We'll have to get a video then.
Just speaking of last week as well, I put some money on. There was a player prop bet of either Cooper Cup or Nakua to get 100 plus yards in a tud, and that hit. So got nice little
Very
130.
nice.
Very
payout.
nice.
Hold on,
Very
let me go a quick go through of unless you got something to say. I got.
Oh,
some
while
other
you're
bets that I put
loading
on.
it, yeah. After watching that week, I think I've come up with a couple of strats, which we'll get to on the podcast. Just seeing there's some
So do I
really,
actually. I have one too.
yeah, there's some really bad teams, and there seems to be like some absolute powerhouse teams as well. So might be some easy money in there.
I put $100 on the Niners that when they were. I think this is after they'd scored. I think it was minus 13.5. They were up by 14, and I put 100 on that. Obviously, they fucking smoked them. So I won 100, and so 100 on that paid 187.
Nice.
Cardinals Bengals. I had the over on that. That hit. I think that was the one in the Oklahoma State. Oh, Colorado. I bet on them to beat Arizona State. 20 on that. Paid 36. And then the 2 Oklahoma State bets I put on won me a bit. Yeah, so I did pretty well.
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Yeah.
Are we getting into today's games then? Is this? You guys are just not going to talk. This is a weird.
I'd
podcast.
drink some mouth. But I'm
I thought
keen-
Keith was about to do something, and then he just did a drink.
So talk about the strategy then that I've got, or not strategy, but
yeah, if this is an appropriate strat
yeah,
time,
I mean,
then
'cause
yeah.
it applies to every game.
Oh,
I
okay.
realised-
You've got it.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I
Mine's more
realized that
situational.
I found this out when I was looking at betting the other day by our betting provider that's unnamed because I'm not gonna fucking name them.
Yeah. When they name us, we'll name them.
Yeah. And I realized I bet on this twice or maybe once. Then I realized when I was looking at games today, they have this option. It's like a prop, not player prop, kind of team prop, that is on every single game. And no matter what teams are playing, it stays the same amount of odd. The odds the same. So, if you have a really heavy defensive team 2 teams that don't score very much, the odds on this thing happening is the same when it's 2 teams that score a lot.
Is this going to be one of those things where you're going to say it and then next week it's not going to be there because we definitely know that these guys definitely listen to our podcast?
Oh, they definitely do. So every time
He's hunting for it now.
there it is.
That's still there.
It's still there.
That's
It's still there.
really
Hold on, let
funny.
me just make sure it is paying the same as.
I think it does pay the same.
Oh no, it
From what-
changes.
you don't-
It
do you
does
know-
change. It does change.
Oh, okay.
But still, it does. It still
relatively
pays
the
a
same.
lot of money.
Do you know what this is, Gray?
It's the one I put in the chat the other day. So it's each team. So let's take the Chiefs game versus Denver, which is first game of the week. So one thing you can bet on here is both teams to score a touchdown and a field goal in each half. Realistically, that's not too crazy. So that right there is paying $21 on that game,
$21.
which is tough because
wow.
I mean I could definitely see it happening, but that's paying a lot of money, and especially when you get 2 really
Yeah.
offensive teams.
Oh, absolutely,
It's still
yeah.
going to pay roughly. I don't see it dropping below $15, $16. So 2 offensive teams that are going to be scoring points. I like that bet. So I
guess
might,
it's
Nice.
one of those things that you have to almost guarantee stops in certain places though for the field goal to be put in place as well. Though.
Well, yeah, because I had something along those lines for that Raiders game. And then it was just before the second half. They had like 30 seconds left. And they're like, you know what? Nah, we'll go with the like whatever the fuck it was going to be. And then
who'd the Raiders play?
The Packers.
Packers.
See, I was fucked off too for that game because I put a lot of money on Josh Jacobs to have 35 rush yards in each half. The Packers are one of the worst teams against the rush this year and have allowed almost every team and every running back a lot of yards every week. Like most weeks they're allowing their main rusher to get 100 yards rushing against them. And so I was like, well, 35 each half. Josh Jacobs was starting to come into his own a little bit. Yeah, good bet. And then first half he does fucking nothing.
Yeah.
Then again, that was most of that whole game. So
Yeah, it was very.
fucking shitter of a game, to be honest.
What was that? Was
Really
that
sums up Raiders football, doesn't it?
was that Monday Night Football?
Raiders.
Is that Monday Night Football?
It wasn't.
Yes, it
Monday Night
was.
Football.
Yeah, like I get what they were trying to do, like revenge game,
Raider
Devontae versus the Packers, but
But it doesn't matter when he doesn't catch a ball.
Man doesn't play.
yeah,
All right,
He
first
got
game.
4.
Yeah, fucking.
Anyway, we'll move into week 6 of the NFL again. Week 5 of the podcast because we're shit.
Yeah. It's always gonna suck how we're always 1 week behind, isn't it?
Well, next year hopefully we can get it lined
can
up
get it- we can
properly.
get it
Yeah.
on
We
top
won't
of
go
it.
away next year.
No more traveling. We're locked in. All right, so the first game of the week is our Thursday night football.
Thursday night football.
Thursday night
Ladies and gentlemen, Thursday night football.
Thursday night
It's
football.
football on a Thursday night. For us, Friday. Midday.
It's
Just
true.
after midday. 1:15.
All right, so we've got a Chiefs home game, minus 10.5. Favorites, Broncos coming to play 10.5. Dogs, under over 47.5. Makes sense. The Chiefs are great. The Broncos are shit.
I mean, it's hard to bet against the Chiefs when the refs just do everything for them.
I told
That's true. Yeah.
I told you this last week.
Three flags picked up on the final throw by Kirk Cousins. You guys see that? So he threw it there. I think there was one roughing the passer flag. Then, as the ball was sailing towards the end zone, there was pass interference. So they threw a flag on that. Then, as the guy was just like the defender was arguing with the ref about the pass interference, he took his helmet off and started talking to the ref with his helmet off. They told him, so they threw a flag and told him you need to put your helmet on. So he did that. Then they review it all. Every single flag got picked up, not a single one remained.
Wow.
The refs are undefeated.
And then they're you like there's no way you talk to any rules analyst because they always have them on, right? And you talk
Yeah.
to anyone that knows anything about football, and it's like, okay, if you want to pick up the pass interference, surely, you know, if you're a ref and you look at that and you go, you know what, maybe it wasn't. You can pick that up, right? You look at the pass interference one, or not pass interference, the roughing the passer one. Oh, well, you know, he kind of got hit as he was throwing it. We'll pick that one up. It's not that, you know, it was fine. It was a fine hit.
Yeah.
There is zero reason that the one about him taking his helmet off that unsportsmanlike should have been picked up.
Yeah.
There's no reason. Like that is just
Last year, Joey Bosa got fined how much for doing
Yes,
the same thing?
yeah,
and he was like
yeah.
on the edge of the sideline,
Yeah,
just.
yeah.
And like he wasn't even like in the way of any type of official. He was just pissed off.
It makes
'Cause
it
it's-
so
there's
hard
talk
to watch the Chiefs because you just can't. Unless you're a fan, you get infuriated.
because the thing is as well, if it was a turnover of sight, like if the ball got turned over, then they could have. Then he was allowed to take his helmet off. The problem was, at the time that he took it off, that wasn't a turnover of the ball because it was fourth down when they threw it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if it was incomplete, which then it would have been a turnover.
Yeah.
The thing was because they threw the flags, the play it wasn't a turnover yet.
Yes,
They had to
yeah,
analyze the
yeah,
flag. So
yeah.
technically, it was still a penalty for him taking off his helmet.
Yeah.
It was still the Vikings ball. It wasn't analyzed that it wasn't until it's just like
That's nuts.
so it's very hard to bet against the Chiefs, and it's at Arrowhead. I would take
Yeah.
the Chiefs minus 10.5.
You're not locking it though, because you're going on your rule that like once it's past like 10, the margin's too big. Because I'm thinking of locking this. So one of my strats was bet on the 49ers, bet against the Broncos. It's easy. It seems like it's easy money, but then the margins are going to be so high. But the Broncos can't get anything together. I mean, they lost to the Jets 31-21. It's the worst defense in the league. They're fumbling the ball. Nothing is going great.
It's
Sean
actually-
Payton couldn't save it.
That is right. It is crazy how you wouldn't actually think about it. You wouldn't actually think, but statistically wise, I think their defense in a lot of categories
Yeah.
are 32nd in the league
Yeah.
to do with like points allowed, average yards per game. Like they are. I mean, the Miami game fucking kind of blew it out of proportion, but
Yeah.
still, like they're just.
Yeah.
You're
Well,
right, Kiva.
I'm gonna-
I'll lock. Well, it doesn't.
Yeah, I'm gonna back my theory. I'm gonna lock this game. I'm gonna lock the Chiefs. Get on the
Yeah, I'm taking Chiefs.
get on the theory bus.
I might as well. Yeah, I'll lock the Chiefs minus 10.5.
Perfect. That's
Yeah.
great. What about yourself? You gotta do it.
Are you saying is your strategy guaranteed? I need guarantees here.
I'll put a guarantee on it.
You guarantee it?
That's a keeper in the corner guarantee.
Perfect. I'll take it. I'll lock it.
That's a triple lock of the
That's a
Chiefs.
triple lock.
I got it. I did it. And I did a loud noise.
Keith has figured it out.
Only took a week.
Here we go.
I don't know
Now
how
we're
confident I feel, but like with the guarantee, like it kind of
Yeah. Now, what I'm thinking of doing here with this, maybe add a anytime touchdown scorer.
Yeah.
Kels?
Yeah. I mean,
Kelsey?
you could do it. I mean, look, there's lots of things you could do with this game. You could do a whole lot with them. Even, yeah, I agree. I mean, I like a Pacheco touchdown. I think if you want to,
I do like the Pirine receiving yards. Bump those up.
yeah, it's
Bump
true.
those.
A little.
Pacheco touchdown's nice, actually.
No, here's an underrated one. Anytime touchdown scorer, Rashee Rice.
Oh, yeah. No, that's
You
solid.
hit it. You know what? I've got fucking beef. I need to get this out of the way.
Okay.
I
Beef
have
alert.
so much fucking beef with the stupid fucking content whore of gambling predictionists on Instagram Reels. Do you get them on your Instagram Reels?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Holy fuck! It fucks me off so badly.
Do you know what he's talking about?
There's some fucking.
algorithm skewed.
There's some dude that always pops up, and he pops off. Like he's getting lots of views, lots of likes and comments and stuff like that. And it's always like he doesn't talk. It's just one of those voiceovers of his thing.
They are
And it's just
terrible.
of him. He's wearing these. He looks like a fucking. Oh god! And he's got this hat on backwards and these fucking glasses. These stupid fucking rectangle glasses that get fucking swallowed by his eye sockets because they're so fucking fat. His fat fucking head just swallows his glasses. And he said, and he goes like this. He goes, and then the voiceover is, if you need a pick for this week's game, first touchdown scorer, it was always this guy. And then it says who it was. And the best thing about watching these, right?
Yeah.
Is because I fucking see them days later. Right?
And he's wrong.
And he's wrong.
And he's wrong.
Every fucking time. And it fucks me off because I see him sitting there so smug.
Do you know
getting
what we need to do?
Thousands and thousands of likes.
We
on
gotta
his
recreate it, don't we?
Oh, I was going to do that for a bit for the next step, yeah. So I was going to say what we need to do is find out who he is, add him to the total lock sheet, just like see if he's hitting or
See if-
missing.
see if it's hit or not.
And so the annoying thing as well is like, it's just every fucking week it's like a, this is the best bet. I've been on the phone to the bookie. This is the bet this week.
Oh,
and it's like
that dude
it's like
came up once for
yes,
me.
and it would have been like
Yeah.
and this week's one was probably like Panthers money line baby, and it's just like
Yeah. As soon as I heard the robot voice, I just scrolled off it. Yeah.
The amount of fucking picks that I watch, and he's just wildly wrong. To be fair, he gets maybe 1 in 7 that I watch. Like he did get the first
Yeah, well, I got
touchdown.
4 and 3.
I had to break it to you, Cree, but you're giving him views.
I don't fucking get. I just
You're part of the problem.
I fucking hate it because he's so popular. And his picks are shit. And also, the amount of motherfuckers that do that same shit and charge and then go like, there's a paywall to get into their
Oh, wait,
picks.
really?
Yeah, like you have to go and subscribe
there's
to
some
their
of them.
picks.
You have
Do
to,
you
like-
think
And
if
it's
we...
like,
Because they're
fuck
somewhat
me,
professional or
man.
some shit.
Yeah.
They have to pay
if
to
we
get their
if we
advice.
Oh
if
my
we
God.
did like a paywall behind TFL,
Yeah.
do you think that it would be kind of like a, you know, when something's so expensive it becomes exclusive and people want in?
I think
But
if
it's
we
this content.
We're the
You pay
designer
50
brands of gambling podcasts.
But it's this
You can
shit.
tell by the exquisite set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Anyway,
right,
so
so-
I had to get it off my chest because the
No
whole
worries.
anytime touchdown scorer thing.
And let me tell you what,
they
there's a lot of
reminded me.
chest there, pal.
Yeah.
There is
Large
there is
chest,
a lot of
large
chest
chest there.
A lot of chest.
So,
anyway, I
tackle
like,
for
I like
losses-
anytime touchdown scorer Rashee Rice. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Put it
Tackle
out
for
there.
Loss is saying,
Hey, clip that. I want to see him with glasses next week.
Oh, my fucking. Sorry, my fat head's not big enough to swallow the fucking glasses that I wear.
TFL is saying, lock this
His
game
face
up.
is fucking like 2 times as long as it is fucking. It's just massive.
multi
man.
same game multi this game. Couple of touchdown scorers.
Can we go to the next
Maybe
game?
some
'Cause Cree's
receiving
just going to keep
yards.
going about this guy's fat head.
This guy's fucking fuming if he sees this.
He doesn't even know his name. Really.
Yeah, but he knows who he is.
He does, yeah.
Next game.
Yeah.
All right, we got Titans, a +4 home game against the Ravens, -4, paying $1.48. This is a game. Oh, sorry, over under is 40.5.
Now here's a
Now
guy.
here's a game.
Now here's a guy. I fucking love him, dude.
It's so good. Now here's a game I'm staying away from.
Look, now Derrick Henry. Here's a guy who hasn't been getting much touches lately.
Nice.
They are slowly moving on from Derrick Henry, and by slowly I mean rapidly. I think is it Spears? Spears, the other guy, Tyree Spears or something.
Not sure.
Not sure. Harry?
I have no idea either.
Anyway,
I've never heard of this guy.
He's the other running back that the Titans have, and I'm pretty sure Derrick Henry is off contract end of this year or something like that. And yeah, so they are very obviously the other running back they had had a few less touches, but he had
Ty J. Spears.
Ty J. Spears
Spears.
is he's getting more snap share.
Right.
So
okay.
he is on the field more per game than Derrick Henry is.
So has
and-
anyone got him in our fantasy league?
No, I don't think anyone does. But like,
There
Is
you
there
go.
a point where you
Freebie.
can like tank like a player's stats so you get like they're like lower value for trade at the end of the year? Is that what they're trying to do?
That's,
Maybe-
that's
well-
a good question.
maybe.
Didn't you try to do that with Jamar and then that backfired for you?
I just think they want to move on.
Yeah.
Very, I think they want to move on very quickly. D Hop.
What's your? What's your thoughts on Tannehill then? Because it's kind of a similar situation, but we haven't seen anything
Well,
of Will Levis.
they fucked up when they took Malik Willis, right?
They did, yeah.
And it just didn't work out. So now they're stuck with Tannehill. I don't know what they're going to try to do. Whether they're actually going to move to Malik, whether they're going to trade Malik.
But they've got
They'll
Will
trade
Levis, right? Am I right?
They
there?
have Will Levis. Yeah,
Yeah.
they do. They
Yeah.
do.
They'll develop him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
They'll
it'd be
trade.
like
They'll try trade away.
I mean,
don't know
Tannehill
Malik's
Tannehill would be a
going
good
over
teacher for Will Levis.
Yeah. D Hop had 140 yards, but the rest of the team lacks depth. Apart from D Hop having his 140,
But it's also the first.
mid.
It's like the first week he's had that. I've got him on my fantasy team, and he's put up like nothing, and he blew up this week.
Yeah,
you know,
but at
like-
least he is a player that can do that.
yes, no,
you know?
absolutely.
And I just think,
he's still a baller at like 30-something years old. It's pretty cool.
and even if you have D Hop running these routes and he's getting locked up every game, you've got no secondary guy to then go and like use all the open field that they, you know what I'm
No,
saying? Like,
yeah.
So I think this team struggles a lot. Every week they seem to do the opposite of what they think they're gonna do.
yeah.
Yeah. That's a
Yeah,
very
no,
good point.
that's well said.
It's a
Did you
brilliant
click?
And in saying that, I'm going
Yeah,
to
this is
take
true.
the Titans money line here at $2.50. Titans to win it at home.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Do you want to talk about the Ravens?
not
So the-
really.
The Ravens
They lost me money.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
are a very weird team.
Yeah.
They kind of on paper they should be better than they are, and sometimes they come out and perform, but sometimes they don't. It feels like a team that you want to say is going to be good in a year's time, but they really, with the money that they spent, the players they've got need to be good
They
now.
need to be good now, and they are not.
And they're not.
They are still injury prone. That whole team though.
Yeah,
They've been like
yeah.
that for years.
You know what's funny
It's like-
though? Oh, I wrote right down here. I didn't even look at that.
Yeah, what did you write?
Statistically, the Ravens have a top 2 defense. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
They'll be up there with the Browns, wouldn't it?
Browns is also, I think, Browns is number 1 in the
That's
league.
an interesting defense conference.
Yeah, I mean, but then do I change my mind?
Well, then the Steelers are also somewhat decent now. They weren't at the start of the year, but they're decent now.
Yeah,
I do change my mind.
That's gonna be a fun conference.
Give me.
I was waiting for that to come up because I don't understand with the Titans pick.
Wait, Gresham doesn't understand it? Go back the other way then. Titans. Money line, $2.50.
Are you locking it? Or are you just taking?
No, I'm just taking it.
Okay, fair.
What are you gonna take, Gray? Are you gonna lock anything here?
Nah, I'm gonna go Ravens -4. Just because I got stung last week with the lock on the Ravens, but I do like the Ravens here. Again, it was one of those things that we've said before that the fumbles are one of those things that if you lose that game, if you lose the
Oh, turnover game.
exactly,
Yeah.
it's gonna
Yeah.
fuck you.
2
in the extra
fumbles
game.
and a pick.
And with the top 2 defense against the Titans, who do only have like a very shallow one kind of like lineal fucking path through their passing play,
Yeah.
I think it's pretty safe. Ravens -4.
See, that's what you would think. I also took that last week against the Steelers. How'd that go?
Yeah, I mean the Steelers game.
So this is the
The Steelers game makes me scared because otherwise I would have been like, yeah, we'll go Ravens, but that was not good.
It's hard when there's 2 teams that had major like underperformances last week.
The 2 teams that should be better than they are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you just can't.
Yeah.
You can't. I can't.
I'm gonna go-
But
I'd almost, in my opinion, I'm gonna look at it very one aspect way, and I'm just gonna go. I'd rather have Lamar behind center.
you know what?
Sure.
Then
Yeah. Okay.
You know
that's
what?
how I'm gonna. That's how I'm gonna put
That's
it.
a good way of
Mm.
thinking
So,
about it.
You know what?
Yeah. What do you know?
You know what?
You tell me.
I take back what I said. Give me the under.
Yeah, and under you going
Yeah.
Ravens?
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Ravens as well.
What I said under.
He's just taking. He's going under. He's not taking any.
Going the
team.
under.
Oh, you're going the under.
The under.
Ooh, that's not bad. I like that actually. I'll take the Ravens, but also the under.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice, man.
Yeah, so is that a technically if we're taking the under, that's a lock, right?
No.
No, it's just a thing we say.
Say it.
Okay. I might bet on it though.
Yeah, I might bet on
Decide
that.
on it now.
I'll bet on that.
Okay, he's locking the under.
I'm locking the under.
fair enough.
trying to wriggle my way out of it like a worm on a line, and there's a fish coming up, and I don't want to be eaten by the fish, so I'm gonna hop off the line.
The mafia are going to put you.
That's the
Ah,
worst
shit.
analogy
Yeah,
of
yeah.
football I've ever heard, by the way.
It's what?
Analogy of football I've ever heard. Comparing yourself to a worm on a fishing line.
Fish on a hook.
I wasn't fast enough to think of anything else, so I got a
Alright.
fish on my shirt.
Moving on, we're going to look at the next game, which is Dolphins at home. Favorites are minus 13.5 with the Panthers coming to visit, who are underdogs by 13.5, which makes sense. Under over is 48.5. I still don't like the margin here.
Yeah, you know what? I'll say it, guys. I agree with Grayson. I'll say it. Panthers best 0-5 team there is in the league. If I'm being honest with everyone, they're the best.
say you agree. I did not say that.
No, you
Don't put words in my
said,
mouth.
you said you don't like the margin.
I said I don't like the margin.
Therefore,
No,
you're saying
I
the
didn't
Panthers
say
are
they're
better
the
than what they
best-
seem.
they're best
Therefore, you're
5-0
saying
team.
that
0-5. No.
you agreeing with me that they are the best 0-5 team in the league.
I'm sorry.
Is
big
there
shoulder
any
man. It's
other
not what I said.
0-5 team in the league?
No.
Well, yep, Cree's
Well,
not wrong then.
then again-
And therefore, Grayson is not wrong because
Grayson agreed with
Grayson
me.
agreed with it, yeah.
And because I agreed with him.
I heard that.
In
I'm
saying
glad we're all in
this,
consensus here.
I'm taking Dolphins minus 13.5.
Yeah, I'm taking Dolphins minus 13.5, and it's tempted to put a lock on it.
Do we know if
He's out.
H-Chain's out.
He's out for 4 weeks.
The Dolphins are allowing 27 points per game, which is a lot. They are a bottom 5 defense in the
Really?
league. They are a bottom 5
What?
defense.
Their offense must be. It's like
That's the fucking
that's
stupid thing.
Wild.
Who have they
The Giants
gone
could only
gone
put
against?
16 up against them.
Oh,
I mean, the Panthers statistically have a very poor offense and a very poor defense. I know they're probably bottom. I think they're definitely bottom 10 and probably bottom 5 in both of those groups.
They are by far the worst team in the league. The Panthers. They suck.
yeah.
They
I mean,
are-
that
They
kind
don't
of.
get
Sorry,
their-
we haven't mentioned the Giants.
They
yet,
don't
but-
get their pick in the draft this year either.
No, don't. Do you know what they
Chicago
kind of?
had their
Do you know what they kind of remind me of? A little bit like the Texans a few years ago, where they'll bring in like they've got Thielen. And it's like, oh, there's a big name. They've got Chuba Hubbard. It's like, oh, he's solid, but overall just not cohesive.
You know what? I might go.
Needs a full
you know what I was
And all
gonna
the
say?
stuff come out this week about the Panthers coach saying that the GM took over in the draft and everyone's thinking that he wanted Stroud over Bryce Young.
Oh no
And then
shit!
the GM forced them to take Bryce Young.
Wow.
All right.
I'm
that's a
going
mistake.
to lock dos things here.
Dostings,
Dustings.
Dolphins minus 10.5 and the over.
dude. What?
Right, if-
It's like we're brothers, dude.
I just had a quick
Dude.
look, right?
I'm locking that too.
Oh,
It's one of my strats.
dude.
Lock the Dolphins every week.
Nah, dude.
Dolphins over. Give it to me.
Both of them.
Yeah.
So I feel like the defensive
Same game,
stats
Hey,
a bit-
graphics man, copy and paste that shit,
Yeah,
dog.
just add
Just
it.
copy and paste that
Make
shit.
us look like Siamese
the
twins,
defensive,
dog.
The defensive
Two
points are a
kids.
bit.
Can I get a new photo this week?
We'll just leave it then.
Sorry,
sorry,
Grace,
Grace,
the vanity
sorry,
cast.
The defensive stats are a bit skewed. I feel like they've let up more points has been against like solid teams. They let up 48 to the Bills. They let up 34 to the Chargers, who have got a solid offense. Everything else, Broncos only 20, Patriots 17, Giants 16. They're not huge numbers against
Right.
teams who are shit. So if we're saying the Panthers, I would say on par with maybe Giants, Patriots level, they're going to put up less
Yeah.
than 20.
So you're gonna do it?
I mean, the Panthers, every game they've played this year, have struggled. Like
That's why I'm locking the Dolphins minus 30.
and the over, right?
Triple lock.
And the over.
I didn't get none of you guys did the woo.
Well, because
There's too much
a,
excitement.
Now who looks like fools?
There's a six
You're
tuple- there's a-
lecturing
there's
me.
a
Do you
six
listen
tuple
to
lock.
this podcast?
Kiva, what do you know? What happens when there's a 6-tuple lock?
Because we've done that before, but you haven't watched the podcast.
We locked 6 things.
Harry, have they actually done that before?
Yeah, you stand up and get your
don't
dick
know.
out. You go first.
I missed this part of the podcast too.
That's on the up. That's on the Patreon.
That's on the Patreon. That's behind the paywall,
That's
man.
behind
You
the
gotta
paywall.
fucking, you gotta pay for
You
the-
write
pay
your
to see
lock
that.
on your penis, and then the next person, you do, like, goes down the line.
I can't fit Dolphins minus 13.5.
And the over. That's a long dong.
No.
That's great. Let's move to the next game.
Yeah.
So the next game is the Texans at home plus 1.5 versus the Saints minus 1.5.
When you were reading that, were you going for a pause for dramatic effect again? 'Cause
No,
that
my screen.
fucking-
No,
you-
I
or
think
did
he's
you just
just
start like
glitched
an
out, and so I
imbecile?
was like trying to get.
He couldn't
back to
remember
there.
who was the underdog and who was his favorite.
He was trying
Yeah.
to figure out what to say.
Over under 42.5. That one's easy.
I mean, Stroud looks promising.
I'm going Texans.
He looks really good.
you want to speed through this game? You don't like it?
No, I'm just saying I'm going Texans.
Saints have a heavy defense.
Insanely good defense.
And a
Insanely good
slow offense.
And a fucking dog shit.
Heavy offense? No, it sounds like they're good.
Might be.
While Cree's doing the hmms. So the Texans lost to the Falcons 21-19 away.
You know what? You're right, Kiva. And that's why I'm locking the under on this.
Wow.
Well, I'm locking the under of
42.5 is
42.5,
quite a high number for these teams, but I
I feel
know.
like that's just because the Saints put 34 against the Pats that they've put the over under so high.
That could be a
And the Texans have
good
been
point,
seen
actually.
to kind of ball out a little bit.
That's what I'm kind of thinking.
That's
The
why
Texans
I
ball-
don't actually trust that 42.5.
They lost to the to the Falcons
actually, no,
21-19. And I think the Saints defense is better than the Falcons
Yeah.
defense.
Ooh, that's
and the
true.
offense is worse than the Falcons offense. So therefore, I'm saying the offense of the Saints will score less than the 19 that the Falcons scored. And the defense will do better. I mean, no, the 19, the 21. I'm confident in my
I'm
under
not
here.
gonna lock it at all, but I'm gonna go Saints minus 1.5.
Okay. Well, the Saints they beat the Pats 34-0,
Yes.
which means nothing this year. They haven't hit the over this year, and we've kind of touched on.
That's good. But wait, I
got-
forgot to read that.
Yeah.
The
They haven't-
Saints haven't hit an over in 5 games.
Yeah. But it's because they're just
It's a lackluster offense. to be
it's a
honest.
lackluster offense. Once again, a lot of potential, and it could warm up a bit, but I don't know.
I don't put that down to Derek Carr anyway. To be honest,
No, I just think the whole thing's not cohesive.
no.
Are you still locking that under, Crew?
No, absolutely.
Okay, well, I'll take the.
You've kind of just reinforced his point. To be
Yeah,
fair.
that's true. I'll take the Texans, but I'm not locking anything on this one.
Fair.
Lovely. What's next?
All right, we got Falcons at home minus 2.5. Favorites, Commanders 2.5. Dogs, we got under over 42. This is probably going to be a tight game. The Falcons with Bijan, if they can get the run game going, is pretty good. Commanders lost to the Bears 40-20 at home, and the Bears do have like quite a solid run game.
Yeah.
So if they're able to kind of reinforce almost what the Bears did, the Falcons should be able to get away with this one.
Yeah, well, it's really interesting because I would have gone Commanders until the Bears game. I kind of just have a soft spot for them, and I don't know, they'll be a good team eventually. They've got all the pieces there. But I don't know. You could kind of say the same thing about the Falcons. They'll be a good team eventually. They've got all the pieces there. It's just who's going to show up this game. Is it going to be the Falcons that are good or the Falcons that are dog shit? Is it going to be
Well-
the Commanders that are good or the Commanders that are dog shit?
Commanders are statistically one of the worst defenses. Again, I think bottom 5 or bottom 6, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I think the 15th, 16th best offense. So not an incredible offense, very mid.
Yep.
And defense, pretty shit. The interesting stat they've written down here, they are top 10 team. They were a top 10 team in getting average yards per rush attempt, right?
Right.
They are 31st in the league for rush attempts.
Okay.
So if you're, and obviously like you're a top 10, the more you rush, that stat will probably go down a little bit.
Yeah,
But also,
yeah.
if you're rushing not very much, but that's how you're getting a lot of you're getting a lot of yards per rush. Well, you would think they rush a little bit, like to make it run a little bit more.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think it's a bit of a weird one.
I
Yeah,
don't,
well,
like, I don't like picking either of those teams, to be fair.
Yeah.
No,
not-
neither
not
do I.
really.
And in that case, can you just pass me that Zimpagger right there? I'm just going to flip it and watch where it lands is where I'm bidding.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
And I'm actually going to put money on this.
Cree's stats.
You're going to put money on
Yeah, I'm
this.
gonna put money
you're
on-
gonna put money on the Zim flip.
On the Zin flip.
Why not?
Cree's stats hold up. The Commanders only had 29 rushing yards against the Bears.
There you go.
Oof.
So we're going to go Commanders top side, Falcons bottom side.
Okay. And the flip for the podcast listeners.
That's
is
Falcons, right?
Falcons bottom
Falcons.
side,
Yeah. So Gray's not gonna only.
I'm not choosing
choose
the
them.
Falcons. I'm putting money on the Falcons.
Boom. That's
Because
a
this little
lock.
packet said so.
The Zin packet said so.
Lock the film.
You can always find advice in the bottom of a Zin pack.
That's true. I might just have to pop it open and find out.
Yeah. Just get at the bottom. It says, "You should have gone, Commanders."
You know what I'm going to do?
like a
I'm going
fortune
to
cookie.
actually put money on the Sioux.
Whoa.
The over.
Okay, over a 42.
Give me over 42.
All right.
I'm doing the field tactic this week. I'm looking at the unders overs and putting a lot of money on those because that seems to be where the money is this year.
Interesting.
Just Phil, at least.
Well, I mean, we kind of decided that they're both pretty solid offenses, and actually, no, we didn't decide. That's just, I don't know, such a hard game.
I think they both have potential to be really good offenses. Defenses, neither of them look very
Yeah.
good. So
Yeah.
I don't know. That's
Well,
why I'm just
I'm
going.
staying away with it. Did I choose a team?
Don't think so.
I did not. Neither did you, Crew. You didn't choose a team either.
I put money on the over, dude.
He's just happy with the over.
Oh, I thought you had to choose a team too. That's fine.
You gotta pick- you don't have to even pick a team. If you just want to pick an under or an over, you can do that if you want.
Wow. Okay, cool. I'm just going to go Commanders because, as I said, I got a soft spot for them.
Hey, fair enough.
Cool. Next game.
Now, here's a guy who... Now, this is an interesting one, isn't it? Jags Colts. How much do you put weight into the Jags beating the Bills last week?
I don't.
I don't.
The Bills got to London 2 days before
That's
they
the...
played.
Yeah, that's the...
Yeah.
Who the
we,
fuck sorted that out?
we were kind of idiots for not seeing
I
that.
guess it's one thing we didn't look at the itineraries.
We didn't look at the itineraries.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Maybe
but
you guys
even-
just didn't
even
listen to
with
me because I
that,
did say
would've
that.
put the Bills getting to London at least 4 days before they played. Like, why did they get there 2 days before they played to?
As
change
a
time
man
zones
who's
and
recently
shit?
travelled to London, like, how many days did it take you to adjust?
About 3.
Yeah, well there you go. They were a day too early.
I did say that that the Jags were staying in London and
Yes,
that the
no,
Bills
yeah,
were
absolutely.
getting, were arriving there.
But,
Obviously, I can't tell you they're going to get there 2 days beforehand.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
I don't know that.
Yeah. So
Why didn't you search their flight numbers for the use of the podcast?
However, Harry does not have injuries, but more
No, I'm
key
feeling healthy.
injuries on the Bills defense.
Yeah,
There are
no,
more key injuries. Can't remember who.
their team is kind of shot to
It's
shit
crumbling.
on the defense. Yeah.
The defense is crumbling.
Is this what happens to Bills every year? They like start off strong and then half.
and then some guy almost dies.
Fuck.
Like, he just like almost dies or something.
We're meant to be talking about the Jags for this game. Not the Bills.
Oh, yeah.
Because the Bills are playing the Giants this game.
Bills flights.
Oh, yeah.
Let's not talk
That's
about
true.
that one.
Jags
Let's
are playing.
hold
The
that off for as
Jags,
long as
yeah.
possible.
Yeah, okay, well, the Jags beat the Bills. And as well, it's written here, Lawrence and Etienne dominated the Bills. But this is all with a asterisk, really. Because before these two games, they haven't looked as dominant. We all thought they would heat up at some point, but whether this is actually where they have heated up or not, that's hard to say.
I think it could be the turning point for them.
I would
think it
say
could.
they've got to stay in the oven for another week.
Their defense is pretty good, and they're very good. What do I write here? Very well. Very good against the run. They're a top defense against stopping the run. And the Colts, what do they do best? Run.
Yeah, no, that's true.
They don't have that much of a passing game. Like I said, I've said it before a couple of weeks ago, and I was laughed at, chortled at,
Chortled?
belittled even, when I said that I am more confident in the Colts team with Gardner Minshew behind the helm, behind the wheel, than I am
Under center.
Anthony Richardson as the starting QB. And look, I understand why they do it. He's a good QB, and they need to start their rookie because he can develop him early. Which is fair enough. I don't
Absolutely.
disagree. But I was laughed at when I said that I think Gardner Minshew is the better, or not better, but
Consistent?
yeah, I
Yeah.
feel more confident
More
betting
safe
on them.
bet.
Yeah.
Betting on them when he was at QB.
Really interested to talk about the Colts.
Personally.
How Anthony Richardson had all these metrics, but no one kind of worked out that he gets really injured all the time.
Well,
Like he's been injured
yeah.
every game he's played?
Almost,
I
I think
think,
so.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
he
now-
got a concussion in one, and now he's got a sprained shoulder.
Yeah, he's out for 4 weeks. With a Minshew start, though, they actually might throw it a bit more.
Well, he's not exactly known for running now, is he?
No,
yeah,
he's not.
I think with Gardner
Minshew.
there, they'll throw the, or they'll hand it off a bit more.
Yeah, they'll look like a bit more of a, just a
Yeah.
traditional offense,
Which
I think.
I think, yeah, I don't know how I like. I'm taking Jags minus 4.5 here personally. I don't.
Yeah. Jonathan Taylor's back. And I personally think they're going to start moving Zach Moss out a bit and putting Jonathan Taylor in more. They've just paid him, and they're going to want to get their money's worth.
Yeah,
And I think the numbers talk
will.
at
They
the end of the day.
agreed that contract 2 days before the last game.
Yes.
They weren't
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
going to throw him straight back
Yeah.
into.
Well, that's what I'm
and Zach
saying,
Moss
you know.
did have a fucking great
Well,
game.
that's
He
the
had a
thing,
ball-
right?
he balled out,
If
yeah.
you put
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor in the exact same position and give him all the touches Moss got, is
Yeah.
he getting the same yards he got? No, it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
You don't know. And
Yeah.
also,
But
right
now
ahead-
with another week of practice, I reckon they're going to get. It's going to be flipped this
yeah,
week.
it will be.
Yes,
yeah,
I
100%.
agree. Yeah, yeah.
And the Colts allow a lot of pass yards and pass plays in general is usually used a lot against them.
Right.
And it's probably used a lot against them because they allow a lot of yards. And against a Jags team that Calvin Ridley balled out last week.
Yeah.
So did Christian Kirk.
Yep, and
Yeah.
Christian Kirk. Eating in the pass game is really good. I just think Jags minus 4.5 here is.
I think it's pretty safe.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
I would take the Jags as well. I think it's, as you said, it's safe. I'm more confident in them than a Colts team, which may be good, but aren't reliably good.
Yeah.
Would I love Minshew to get a win? Fuck yeah, I love Minshew.
I think the Jags win was also skewed last week because that's London's the Jags' spiritual home, as we know.
Yeah, apparently though.
You want
they were
Jags
more-
home game? Lock that shit. Give me the lock on the Jags there.
Wow.
Jags minus 4.5. Boom.
Apparently there are more Bills fans at the stadium.
Really, in London?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it doesn't surprise me
Yeah.
because the Bills are a better team,
Well-
and all new fans are just going to support.
They're gonna
Yeah,
support the
that's
It's also,
exactly-
it's also like the way that
exactly,
I saw a thing the other day. It was like a map of what countries support which teams, and one of them was a map. It was like, and it had New Zealand to put in the Packers. It's like,
What, the Packers?
yeah, and it's like, no,
What?
Like, New Zealand doesn't support the fucking Packers.
No.
Dude,
So
it's
if you
all,
came-
it's all my bot accounts that I've made.
Like, if you
New
bought-
Zealand loves the Packers.
If you bought the Packers playing the Bengals to New Zealand, how many fucking jerseys are you gonna see of each team? You're gonna see way more of the Bengals than the
But
Packers.
Nah, there's going to be a bunch
Nah,
of
there'll be more-
Patriots jerseys and Raiders jerseys, I think.
Yeah,
In
yeah,
New
to be
Zealand,
honest.
in
Yeah.
New Zealand, I reckon there'll be more Packers jerseys there than Bengals because
I agree.
the Packers jerseys are easy to buy.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
And
yeah.
especially because
So
like,
let's say-
there's
like-
like different stores like fucking Culture Kings and like Cotton On even sold.
Yeah.
Green
You know,
Bay shit
this-
for
okay,
this
I'll
is
say
a
let's say
great-
Raiders versus fucking Packers. It's
Oh,
gonna be
it's gonna be
Raiders.
Raiders.
Oh,
Raiders.
yeah.
Any
yeah,
other team
yeah.
that is sold in New
Yeah.
Zealand versus Packers,
I would
it'll
say,
be the other team,
off
not
the
the
top of my
Packers.
head, Raiders, Chiefs.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah.
like there's a good
Also,
example, right?
This, we should actually try and do a little bit of research, is a great off-season discussion. New Zealand's
New
biggest...
Zealand's team.
New Zealand's team. What would New
That'd be
Zealand's team
so
be?
hard to get stats for.
I mean, we'll be big enough by then. We'll just put a poll out.
Oh, will we?
And we'll just say,
Huge.
based on our poll,
Of 5 voters.
5 voters.
It'll be
yeah.
Seahawks.
5 voters between 32 teams. Who wins?
All right. Well, speaking of, wait, did we all choose this one?
No.
Oh, sorry.
I locked
I was
the
trying to do a nice little
Jags.
transition. I'm gonna go Jags as well.
You locking them? I think this is a Mr. Vegas one here.
You reckon this is
Yeah,
Mr.
because I think
Vegas?
you look
Oh,
at-
have we brought up Mr. Vegas?
We have
this
one,
year?
so you would know if you fucking listened to it or watched it, you prick.
I didn't do either of those.
He was holidaying, man.
We have
Thanks,
because
dog.
because there was another game, and also it did pan out. I remember it
did,
did
yeah,
pan out
'cause we went
This
the
is
other way.
This is another Mr. Vegas one. The last one was when the Dolphins played the Bills, and they put up 70 the week before
Yep.
on the Broncos, right? And so they had Dolphins plus 4, whatever it was. And me and Grayson were like, well, that's definitely a Mr. Vegas one. Thus seeing that they want you to
put
look
up
at last
70, yeah.
game, seeing, oh, they put up 70 points on the Broncos. Oh, absolutely give me the plus 4. And they got stomped by the Bills.
Right.
This is another one. The Colts just won against the Titans at home, and now they're given plus 4.5.
I'm with you.
You know, and now it's
okay,
like, oh, now
okay.
they're the underdogs.
Okay.
And I just don't think, you've got your starting QB hasn't started. You're putting it all in Minshew's hands. Don't get me wrong, he's a great QB to put on when you need to put him on.
He's the best backup in the league.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
But having him start a game, you've now got Jonathan Taylor, who hasn't played a full game of football this year, is going to be your starting running back. A team that allows a lot of pass yards against a team in the Jags that is dominant in the pass game. And also, Jags' defense is also really good, especially against the run, which is the best part of the Colts team. I think there's a clear Vegas odds trying to get people to pick Colts plus 4.5.
Yeah,
Mr.
Mr. Vegas
Vegas.
sold me. I'm taking Colts 4.5.
And just like that, it worked.
Wow. So I got to split the difference. I've already said Jags, so it doesn't matter. I don't know, it's just the difference.
You've already said your piece, boy.
Cool. Jags. Do I want to lock it? Oh, it's very tempting, isn't it? Very tempting.
How much money do you have at the moment?
We don't want to go into that.
So is it enough that you need to lock this game?
Yep.
Kiefer, I heard.
I've locked at the game.
But-
Lock at the
Kiefer,
game. Lock at the Jags.
I mean, if this will help you out, man. I heard Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah.
They're flying into Florida 2 days before the game.
2 days before the game.
Yeah, yeah.
The time zone is different.
That's
Dude,
insane.
I don't-
Wild.
we saw how they
It is
worked with the Bills. We saw how it worked with the Bills.
I actually heard Minshew was driving his minivan across the
Driving all
country.
the boys there.
Driving all the boys there. Yeah, I'm gonna lock the Jags, and I'll probably add to that. I might do an anytime touchdown of Eddie N.
Oh, that's for sure. That's
Yeah,
for sure,
yeah,
Cash.
multi
You
that
go
one.
back to back ATM, the Moss or Taylor.
No,
Yeah.
no way.
Actually, I don't
I'd go
know.
anytime. Put it in a parlay, as they say.
A parlay.
ETN.
You go Ridley.
Rid-
ATM Ridley.
Christian
Kirk.
Kirk. Sorry, hold on.
Okay,
Let me just
Kirk.
do
You
that.
go Kirk.
Let me just
He's
do
a
that.
wide receiver too, though.
It's always been. I talked to the bookie this week and he told me the inside information.
Tell me more, sir.
It was my fucking fat ass face. It's always
Cree hates this guy.
it's always
honestly.
been 2 touchdown scorer, ETN and Christian Kirk.
Wow.
Christian Kirk for 2 or just for
No,
1?
just
sorry.
two different.
2 different dudes.
Okay, yeah,
same
yeah.
game multi.
I really like that term parlay. Isaiah, could
Parlay.
you parlay me a beer? Is that how it's used?
Yeah, that's how you can use it in a vast range of ways.
Vast. Wow. Look at all the words coming out on the podcast.
Sorry, I'll rephrase that. You can use it in a parlay range of scenarios.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shall we parlay this next game?
Let's parlay into the next one.
On that.
Yeah, give me your two bad choices are either
Those are your parlay options.
keep it. You could parlay a Steinlager into a Heineken.
Wow. Can I?
Same game multi, a Steinlager into a
Same
Heineken.
game multi, then one in each hand.
Yeah, when I told you we didn't need beers before this, we might have needed beers
might
before
have needed
this.
beers.
There's like 7 different.
Isaiah,
Isaiah
whatever
dunked them
your
all.
favorite is, I would like that one because I trust your beer judgment.
He's
both
throwing away the
green.
beers. He doesn't want either.
Open both, take a sip of each, and you just let me know. Think Heineken. Okay. Thank you.
Just getting the shot, bro.
All right, we'll parlay on to the next game. We go Bengals at home, favorites -2.5. Seahawks, Dogs coming into town +2.5. Under over 44.5. I like the Seahawks on this one.
I'm locking the Seahawks. Give me Seahawks +2.5. Lock.
I think it is. It's one of those things that it is almost another Mr. Vegas thing with the Bengals -2.5. They've tried to rely on the fact that we've just seen Joey B, Jamar Chase have a fucking stellar game, but we do forget how well the Seahawks have been playing and the fact that they're strong in the terms of the defense. They've been stopping like most of the both run and pass game.
Yeah.
I like the Seahawks.
The Seahawks
dogs on this
defense
one.
is getting better and better with every game. They just got back last game their 5th overall pick in Devin Witherspoon. So now on one side you got Witherspoon, who's actually now transitioned
and the
from
Bengals
corner
are without a spoon.
Nice.
from
Fuck off.
transitioned from corner to now nickel. So he's like taking the slot instead of being
Yeah.
the wide. He's now in the slot, and the way they use him is so fucking dynamic.
Against the Giants, what? 2 sacks, a pick 6.
2 sacks, a pick 6,
And
2
how
tackle for
many
losses.
They'll use them on they'll use them on the pass rush too.
Yeah, it's insane.
weapon.
And so here's a little sneaky bet. So I'm going to lock the Seahawks here.
Okay.
But here's a sneaky bet for the guys that want to do a season-long bet. Sneaky
Season
one.
long bet.
Because he's played 1 game so far. The odds on this will change dramatically as the season goes on. And so if you can get it now, I think you should take it now. And that is Defensive Rookie of the Year, Witherspoon.
Wow.
Because in 1 game, he had a pick 6, like a sack, 3 tackle for losses, 6 tackles. Like, that is just...
We've
I
got a
still think
rebuttal.
I still think Jalen Carter from the Eagles is the
No.
He hasn't done as much.
No,
He's been blowing defenses apart.
Yeah, but like we've
offensive
seen-
lines
we've seen
apart.
one
sorry.
with this bit.
having a nickel or having a corner, like imagine a safety that's had a pick 6, a fucking like a set, like I just think that's
Yeah.
he.
I think it's going to be between the 2 of them.
Can we bet on those?
yeah, you can.
Yeah.
You can.
You go
I
to
think
your-
he's paying
Go to your
$5.
futures tab and you can see everything.
Yeah,
Okay.
$5.50.
Unfortunately, the only problem that we have over here in New Zealand is you can't fucking parlay them
You
together.
can't put it in a parlay.
So you can't go like offensive
just
rookie
learnt about
of
the word
year,
parlay and I'm
defensive
disappointed.
rookie. Yeah, it's horrible, mate. You get real parlay about it.
I'm real parlayed about this one.
Yeah, it makes you want to drink and parlay.
It makes me
Yeah.
want to parlay this drink into my mouth.
That's
Yeah.
right. So yeah, I like the Seahawks on this one. Again, on the other side of it, the Bengals have, I think, found a little bit of rhythm.
Yeah.
It's not enough.
It's like
but I
they're-
don't trust it enough to put money on it.
See,
So
to
the
be honest,
Bengals were
here's the thing.
asleep.
If the Seahawks lose this, I'll put it up. Hey, this is another lock I'll put on the bet. If the Seahawks lose this, I'll parlay my drinks until I black out and then parlay my misses. You know what I'm saying?
Does she listen
I don't
to
know.
these?
I don't know if we can put that on. We can't show that on the podcast.
Does she listen to these?
No, absolutely
Oh,
not.
sweet.
But hey,
No, she might.
Maybe it makes her excited.
If she knows she's getting parlayed out of all of them.
That's right. Yeah.
So the Bengals
Pound
look
town,
like
pound town. Sorry,
the
yeah, 60 red.
Bengals look like they were
This is America's sexy game of the week.
What?
The Bengals
America's sexiest
Seahawks.
game of the week.
Bengals Seahawks sexy game of the week.
The Bengals were asleep for like 4 weeks, and then
Sorry.
Did you parlay them while they were?
oh god!
Okay.
No, that's not what I was meaning.
But I don't actually know what parlay means, so
It's just a multi.
oh,
is a multi.
that's less interesting, isn't it? I'm going back
Or
to
as the Brits say, an acca.
what?
Is it called an acca over there?
Yeah.
Accumulator.
Accumulator.
What do we call it?
Multi.
Multi.
Multi mate.
Do you want to acca your missus?
You want to accumulate your misses?
Yes.
I think it gets a bit
you can have
dodgy
more
when you
than
say
one.
when a multi misses.
Multi and misses. Yeah, that doesn't sound too good.
Sounds something a fucking cuck would say.
So the Bengals were asleep. I didn't parlay
You
them.
didn't parlay them. You didn't multi them while they're asleep.
And it looks like they're back. They're back at
Did you run an
the
ecker on them?
they're back at the form that we know them to be. Problem is though, their O line is still terrible, and Joe Barrow could twinge his leg again, whatever it was. Twinge
It's
it,
getting twinged.
tweak it,
Twinged and tweaked from parlaying.
parlay it. So I'm really on the fence with this one. I'm probably going to go Seahawks. So I watched a game of the Seahawks, and they were really cool to watch.
They did play against the Giants in that game. Though.
That is true, but
But
I'm
it was
gonna-
also
Which is even better to watch.
it was also
Yeah.
24-3. Like, you know.
How is that better?
Seahawks.
Can you suffer, Harry?
That's fucked up.
I might lock the Seahawks.
Locking the Seahawks?
Yeah, I'm going to lock the Seahawks. I think this is a Mr. Vegas thing. Lock the Seahawks.
I'm just going to go Seahawks. I'm not putting money on it.
Oh, you put money on the
It's
your
fucking
Zin flip,
boring.
so that's fair.
Yeah, well, no, it's one of those things that I don't trust this game enough to warrant putting money on it.
What about the
Can
over
we talk
under?
about this next game?
What about
though?
what about the over under? 44.5 Seahawks Bengals.
No.
No, because the Seahawks defense could be really good.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Nope.
All right,
Here's what I'm confused about this next game.
Okay.
Why
Speak,
the
child.
fuck are the Niners only 5.5 favorites?
You did
you
miss
missed
a
Did
game.
we
you
skip
missed a
Vikings
game.
Bears?
You missed a game.
Oh no, I just don't give a shit about either of those teams. So I just thought we'll move to the next game.
No. So now you got to pretend like you have a point about this game.
Or the other game.
Yeah,
The Vikings and the Bears.
Vikings are the Bears.
Hold on, let
I'm-
me look
what
at
time,
this.
is this
I think-
game
I
on
think-
in the big slate? Because I am not paying any attention to this.
No,
We'll be
I
on
mean,
the,
it's
10.
it's
No,
Phil's
it'll be in the
team.
morning.
We've got to respect Phil because it's Phil, but the
That's
Vikings
fair.
are shit.
lost-
The thing is, they're still better than the Bears.
They lost Justin Jefferson.
I don't know if
is
the
in the big
Vikings are
slate.
gonna win this one. I'm gonna not lock it, but I'm just gonna say
You are
Bears.
putting no respect on Kirk Cousins' name.
I'm putting
He's
no-
still good, man.
I mean, Kirk Cousins.
Justin Jefferson's injured. by the
JJ's
way.
gone.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, and
He was
Kirk's
thrown
talking
to
about being
medicine last week anyway.
Kirk's talking about being traded.
Doesn't matter.
But
He's
he's
still
not.
going to play.
Well, the
They're
interest
talking
is
about
the
trading.
interest
yeah.
is an all-time high.
The Vikings said that they are now willing to trade for trade Kirk Cousins.
Yeah,
That's-
I mean,
So
it's
that
more-
is
it's more like
why.
a down the line.
Oh, you guys
push.
are both retards. You look at this wrong way.
How's that?
You take
He's
the
gonna
over.
have it- he's
you
gonna
take
have
the
it.
over all day of the week.
He's going to have a game. If he
Holy
wants
shit,
to
you take
stay
the
in
over.
Minnesota, he's going to have the game.
What's the
of
one
his
thing the
life.
Bears are shit at? Defense. What's the one thing
Football.
the Bears are good at?
Offense.
Offense. What's the one thing that the Vikings are shit at? Defense. What's
Football.
the one thing the Vikings are good at? Offense.
Wow.
Those are 4 reasons to take the over.
You have a way with
That's
words.
analytics right there.
Yeah, that's analytics.
Also,
Yeah.
44.5 isn't very high.
It's not that bad.
I would expect this game to be like a 50 for under over.
yeah. You gonna lock this?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm locking this.
Wow.
That's why I made sure not to look over this game because this is one of my favorite games to bet on.
Mr. Graphics Man says you can't have any more locks. Too many.
Wait, how
Too many to put
He's
on
locked
screen.
out.
How many do I have?
No. You currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Mr. Graphic Man.
And we're still in the 6 a.m. slate.
It was still the
We
six
do
hits.
have a lot of games left.
How many locks do I have, Mr. Graphics Man?
You currently only have 5.
Harry, can you read? Can
Wow.
you make sure
How
that
about
he's
me,
right?
Mr. Graphics Man? Can I get an update?
I believe you have.
Probably fucking 2 by
No,
now.
I think he has 3. It's either 3 or 4.
That'll be 4.
Well, the only way to increase my stats is to
I
lock
have that you
more
have
and be
8.
right.
Oh shit! Did I
Did
miss
you-
one?
Did you miss an over/under or?
Probably.
Probably. I got.
Kree's been firing almost every
So
game.
I've got for Cree. I've
Yeah.
got. He's locked the Chiefs. He's locked the Dolphins and the over in that game.
Oh yeah, I did that together. I just counted that as like 1.
Oh,
there we go.
okay.
That's where
Ah,
it is.
yeah, that makes sense.
So you're at 8.
Games-wise, yeah. Games-wise, though,
Well, I might have 2 slides this week.
yeah. Hey.
He really is channeling his inner Phil.
He's gonna bring the fill up.
This is.
But I feel like
Well, I'm not
last
gonna
like
bet on that one.
I didn't last
gonna bet on
time
that
last week. I didn't have enough under overs. I'm pretty sure last year my under overs pretty much hit. Well, last week.
We only talked about 4 under/overs last week. I
Yeah, see,
remember
I'm
talking about
liking them this week.
All right, yeah, lock me up. Lock me up.
In
Throw away
prison
the
or-
key.
it.
And
What, the under/over or the?
sorry, yeah, the under over. I'm going for the Bears though, but I'm gonna
Are you going to lock the over or the under?
over. Sorry.
Thank you. Got to be more precise.
Yeah, I'm way,
Say
I'm
that.
way.
Can't say the R word.
Look, I'm
anymore.
too parlay.
He's too
I'm
parlay.
too
already.
Parlay. He's parlayed too many beers right now.
I'm parlaying the Bears so hard. Going down a treat in this small stein.
Hey, how's that Heine taste?
Hey,
I thought it was undisclosed beer brand.
Chuck me down for a Vikings lock. I think Cousins coming.
Vikings lock.
Yeah, I think Cousins is going to be a bit pissed.
You just want to renew your bromance with Phil. That's all
Maybe
it
I
I
do.
is.
just don't think you can trust either team with such a bad defense.
No.
Like, I just think it's, 2 teams with terrible defenses. Who knows which one's going to show up a little bit better than the other one on the day? I just don't.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just missing Phil.
I think you might.
Probably
See,
just
we've
been
got
missing
Kiefer
Phil.
with his weird pausing.
Yeah, his for dramatic effect, but really he just stutters a lot.
Yeah. Don't like comedic timing. Also, comedic timing is this Browns game. This is the
I'm trying to
49ers.
fucking roll into everything, man.
I'll let you take this one. This is the one you were actually excited about.
Over under 37.5. That's insane. Browns are underdogs by only 5.5 at home against Niners away 5.5.
Yes, this
There's
is
a
insane.
reason for that.
Bit
What's the reason?
What's the Browns defense?
Oh, okay.
okay, but hold. Okay,
Are
let's.
they the best in the league?
No, I think that the top 2.
But
might be one better.
we've got to look at who they've played.
Who
Yeah.
have they played, Grayson?
That's a good point.
Here's my thing, right? If you before last week's game when they
Oh,
played
I see
the
what you're saying.
Cowboys,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Right before the game when they played the Cowboys. If you look at the Cowboys versus Browns, you say the Cowboys are a better team. You say their defense is actually probably on par. Maybe the Browns are a little bit better. But then you say, oh, but the offense of the Cowboys is way better. I'd probably take Cowboys over Browns, right?
Yep.
That's probably what you would have said before you saw the game last week.
Sure.
So now you've got a team that is, before last week, worse than the Cowboys. The Niners just bet the Cowboys 42-10.
Insane.
And even if the Browns are a better team than the Cowboys, 42-10, you really think that's going to be a 42? Well, obviously not 42, but a 42, a 37-35 type of game. Do you think it's going to be a 25-20 type of game? No. This is the easiest money you'll ever make locking the Niners at -5.5.
Right.
So-
So the reason why the Browns defense is number one is who they've gone up against.
Right.
They've gone up against an underperforming Bengals.
Yeah.
Terrible.
They've gone up
Bengals.
against the Steelers.
One of the worst offenses in the league.
They've gone up
Yeah.
against the Titans.
Fuck.
Can't do shit.
And then they've gone up against the Ravens.
Ravens are
Okay,
temperamental.
so I had one of my, how I had my strats at the start of
Yeah.
this pod. Bleh. Fuck, I'm
It was
parlaying
all-
too many
bring back
beers, boys.
it was always to take the Niners,
It
right?
was always to take the Niners with anytime touchdown, CMC.
You have to. There's no way you don't.
So, lock up the Niners, please.
Yeah, lock the Niners.
That is
McCaffrey scored touchdowns in 14 straight games.
That's unreal.
You might as well just bet on him to score in every game for the next 5 years. He is that good at the moment.
Oh, great. Is that the futures tab?
Yeah, mate. You can
I
do
don't know.
that.
I think that's one Harry's researched. But yeah, well, I'll lock
I'll
the
do it, don't
49ers
worry.
as well.
Yeah. We got a good triple lock.
Triple lock.
Big triple lock day.
Huge.
I don't think that one's that hard.
No, it's not
I'm,
that
but
hard.
I'm scared.
It's one of the
I'm
easiest
Five,
ones.
five
But
and a-
very-
it's terrifying, yeah.
But
yeah.
I'm terrified because there's got to be a reason.
Oh, I'm not terrified.
Why is this not 7?
It's
Why
because
is
they're
this
trying to
not
parlay
8?
you out of it.
They're trying to parlay me out of it.
Yeah.
Can we get a counter on how many times we say parlay
I
in this
think I know the
episode?
title of the episode.
Who's editing this? They can do it.
No, it's not happening. Look at him.
Yeah, not fucking happening, buddy.
Speaking of not fucking happening, the next game is the Patriots versus the Raiders, and the
Who let
Patriots
him
are
know?
not fucking happening.
He's not. He's,
That was a
he's,
good one.
he's transitioning, is what he's doing.
That was a good one. Patriots are plus 3.5. Raiders are home, and they are minus 3.5. Over under 41.5.
Pats are shit.
Pats are shit.
How is this over under higher than the 49ers?
That's a good
I don't
point.
care
That's a
what
good
defense they're
point.
playing against. Like the 49ers score points.
That's really weird.
And it's the fucking Patriots.
Yeah, it's luring you. It's luring you into an under, isn't it?
Yeah,
They're on
so
hand-
It is,
Take
and
level
for
with
that
the
reason, I'm not
fucking
taking it.
Giants.
you're not
No,
taking it.
I'm not
under.
touching this game at all.
Give me the Raiders minus 3.5. But I don't like the under.
Give me the Pats plus 3.5, just because I trust Bill Belichick a little bit against the Raiders, who aren't exactly fantastic.
It's also his one of his proteges as the head coach of the Raiders. So
Yeah,
um,
and he's coach Jimmy G. He knows how he plays.
I don't trust the Patriots remotely. They are my team, and
Are they
this
though?
is not our year. But I do not like the Raiders even more, so I'm still going to take the Patriots. I'm not putting any money on this game, nor will I probably watch it.
That's sad.
It'll be on
even
Red
even
Zone,
when I
you'll be
know
watching.
my team's gonna fucking break my heart and make me cry into a cup and then drink it, I
Yeah.
will still watch that game.
That's crazy.
Last week was the first week I've ever bet against the Giants in our sweepstake.
Wow.
And how'd that go?
I was right.
You know what's crazy is that I've never seen ever. I don't think I ever will see Bowman pick against the Pats in the sweepstakes.
Nah.
The
doesn't happen.
sweepstakes, No.
He never will.
So just for the podcast
Ryan-
listeners, we have a
Oh, yeah.
NFL sweepstakes where we go through and in our own little group, we pick every game just like for and against. So
Just
it's,
winner.
it's money
No
line.
point
So you go
starts.
through and you pick everything. It always is kind of weighted in some teams, like who's got
Definitely.
their favorites.
Yeah, for sure. Like
But, like,
you get
I-
Chiefs
I
versus
l-
Panthers. Everyone's picking Chiefs. You know, like you got
Yeah.
some of those games.
And 2 weeks ago, when the Lions beat the Packers, I bet against the Packers because I knew that was going to go one way.
Yeah.
Bowman, our mate who watches this, he never
Never
chooses
does.
Never.
He is
against
He
the
is the
Patriots.
most loyal Pats
He
fan
is the
we
most
have.
just a fan of it. If he's a fan of that team, he's a goddamn
I do.
fan of
I
that
heard
team.
I heard he's so loyal. He has a Hernandez jersey.
That's our other friend.
I heard he's so loyal. He's still trying to get Hernandez out of jail. Honestly, last thing I heard, he was studying law, traveling to the States to get Hernandez out. He's
He's
got
got
some.
going to bring him back from the
Yeah.
dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to get the fucking
Yeah,
team on
studying
the track.
witchcraft too.
Yeah. He's actually done a voodoo course. Yeah,
Wouldn't
he's
surprise me with
the
him.
whitest guy doing voodoo in the world.
He's got a banjo though.
But yeah, no, I'm going to go Patriots solely for Bill Belichick.
I'm gonna go Raiders. Fuck Bowman.
I'm gonna go.
Hey, that's a fair enough reason. I'm changing to Raiders. Fuck Bowman. Change me over.
I'm gonna go Patriots because I love you, Bowman. Not because I love the Pats, because I love you, Bowman.
All
Can't
right.
wait to see him reply to this in the group chat.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
All right, moving on. We've got the
Love the shout out on the podcast, boys. Go Pats.
Fuck you, Gray crew.
Billy B is unbeatable.
You're right. I'm loyal as Patriots till I die. Like, thanks, Ryan. All right, moving on. We've got the Bucks at home, +3 dogs against the Lions, -3, under over 43.5. I like the Lions here because they are fucking firing.
Give me Lions all
It's a
day.
very interesting game. Very interesting. The defense of the Lions is a top 15 defense, which is way better than it was last year. That was the problem last year. They had a top 3-5 offense, points scored per game.
Yeah.
But then they had a bottom 2 with them and the Seahawks, defense per year.
Yeah.
And that was the struggle. Can your offense score more than your defense lets up? Now their defense is now a top 15 defense. It lets and the
Hutch is
offense is
brutal.
better than it was. It just lets them fucking blow out every game. Usually very high scoring.
Without Amon-Ra St.
Yeah,
Brown.
Without Amon-Ra,
Yeah.
It's insane.
And they're
Montgomery's
still cooking.
unstoppable, and Jameer Gibbs is not being used, and I don't care anymore because I fucking traded him. Thank you, Petty. He traded me a running back 1 for a running back 2. Easy cash, free cash.
We won't talk about what I traded to Petty, but let's move on.
Interesting. This is a very interesting one on the Bucks. I'll talk about this for a second. You guys tell me what you think.
Okay.
So they're coming off a bye, right?
Yep.
They just bent the Saints 26-9. Saints, pretty good defense, huh?
Yeah, huh?
Baker balled out against the Saints, a good Saints defense. But Mike Evans is now injured,
Supposedly out.
supposedly out. I don't know if he's going to be out, but they have a top 10 defense. Here's the problem. Statistically, the offense isn't actually that good, right? On paper.
Yeah.
The problem I have with that is that the teams they have played include the Vikings, Eagles, and Chicago.
Whoa.
If your
Okay.
offense is statistically not good in yards per game, points scored per game, passing yards, rush yards per game, if your offense is weak on paper and you're versed the Vikings, horrible defense, Eagles,
Average.
weak defense, we've started to realize that, and Chicago, very weak defense.
Yeah.
That is very concerning to me
Interesting.
against the Lions offense, which is probably Lions defense, which is probably the second best defense they're going to have to go against.
Yeah.
Saints was probably the best, which they
I
put
don't
up
know.
26,
That Lions
which is,
defense is fire.
give us Saints shut up the Pats 34-0. Don't tell me that the Lions defense is
Yeah, we aren't using
until
that-
they do something.
Dude, you
they let the
cannot-
fucking Panthers put up 24. Don't tell me 34-0 against Pats 24. Don't
Yeah, I'm just saying you can't use the Pats really as a metric anymore because they're pulling their QB off in consecutive games.
Who's a worse team, the Panthers or the Pats?
Pats.
Panthers are 0-5. At least Pats won a game.
But they are the best 0-5 team
They're the
in
best
the
0-5
NFL.
And no one can
And
take that
I
away
said
from them.
that first.
And no one can take that away from them.
No, the Patriots are worse.
Patriots are worse.
at the moment,
Okay.
yeah, if they played, I'd
Yeah,
probably
Yeah.
take
Patriots
Yeah,
are worse.
that is true.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
Anyway,
put a lot. I get what you're saying, but I just don't put a lot into that particular win. I like the Bucks. The Bucks are really kind of feisty to watch. Baker's doing really well, but that doesn't translate on paper to much at all. That's just my personal feelings about the team.
Yeah, I agree with
Whereas on paper, the Lions are awesome, and on the field, the Lions are even better than they are on paper. Ben Johnson's an
I want to see this paper you've got because
ungodly-
you mentioned it about 20 times today.
Yeah.
Must be a very long. You've got to scroll.
Hang on, it is a scroll. Hear ye, hear ye.
Just
A
rolls
parlay
out.
awaits.
Just all these notes of your
is
week
going
for the NFL. But yeah, the Bucks, as much as they are good on paper, they're not good on paper, and then that's why I'm putting my paper on the Lions.
Nice.
Yeah, I agree. I'm taking Lions.
Lions all day. Anyone betting on this one though? Anyone
Grayson
locking it up?
Grayson did say he's putting his paper on it.
That's right. If you were listening, I would
Ooh.
have said I put my paper on it. So yeah, I'm locking the Lions -3.
Nice.
fair
Love
enough,
that.
fair enough.
Love that. -3. That's good.
That is good.
That's really good.
That's
That's a Mr. Vegas.
That's a quality
That's-
bargain.
You reckon that's a
you,
Mr.
they
Vegas?
Want, they want you to do that.
You know who I hate more than myself? And the Mafia?
Who's that?
Mr. Vegas.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that guy that does the fucking betting reels.
Add him on there. I don't hate myself. So let's add him in there because rule of threes. So I'm going to lock up the Lions.
Fair enough.
Thank you.
I mean, I think this is very. I think this is Mr. Vegas. I think you guys are gonna get. I think you're gonna get. You're gonna be fools.
Have you
Yeah,
caught
but,
him recently?
Mr. Vegas has never seen us parlay with paper before.
He's never seen a paper parlay. Hair yay, a paper parlay for you.
Fucking, he's betting in a tavern.
Let's move on.
All right, got Rams home game. Jesus, we've lost it. There we go. Rams home game -7. Cardinals coming to visit +7 underdogs. We've got under over 48. Yep, I'm reading that right. 48.5. I guess it comes down. Oh, I don't get the under over. It's quite high.
It's quite high.
Yeah, because it's two high scoring offenses with defenses that don't do very well.
But I guess just looking at the scores that we've got on there at the moment, like from last week, doesn't really add up. But is there more to that? Chris?
I think there is more to that. I think you look at the Cardinals. I think if you take away both the games from last week, which is hard to do, but if you take away the Eagles Rams game and you take away the Bengals Cards
I guess,
game,
yeah.
then
those are two teams that you'd say this over is probably pretty accurate.
Okay.
I think it's
Yeah,
only
alright. I
because
see
of these
that.
two games that you go, you know what, that over's quite high. Would I still take the under? Probably, because there's no James Conner. I don't know how they're going to do without James Conner. He's, integral part of their offense of the Cards. But then again, that Rams defense is so weak. It's not like when the Bengals offense performs, they perform really well. The Rams defense, sorry. Wait, was I saying offense or defense?
You're saying offense.
Offense.
When the Bengals defense does really well, it does really well. The Rams defense, I don't think can do what the Bengals defense did to the Cardinals.
I feel
think
like the best they can do is apply pressure.
a couple interceptions. Aaron Donald looks like shit this year. I'll say it. He looks like one of the least impactful pass rushers in the league. I think statistically, he probably is one of the least impactful pass rushers in the league.
I honestly don't know, but I haven't heard his name being thrown around, so I'm gonna have to
Honestly,
agree
man,
with you.
Not as much. He's putting pressure on, but he's not being able to get to the quarterback.
Right.
I think maybe the hard
yeah.
part for him is the fact that he's probably the only guy that
True,
the
doing-
whole line
yeah,
O-line has
yeah,
to worry about.
yep.
Is Von Miller back for them yet?
He's a-
the
Is he
Bills.
left? Oh, he's at the Bills.
He's a
now.
Bill, yeah.
Is he? Yeah, never mind. That's on me. I forgot he was at the Bills.
have a drink, Harry.
Bills. I'll drink.
Thanks, bud.
Look, the 7's a big score line, and I think without
Yeah.
Connor, I prefer the Eagles' firepower here. I actually don't like
The
this game
Rams'
at
firepower?
all. The Rams' firepower. I don't like this game at all, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm keeping my money well away from it, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna take the Rams on
I'll
it.
take Rams -7 just because I have Cooper Cup in fantasy, and I
Yeah.
think he's going to ball out.
Also, Cardinals doing a terrible job of tanking this year.
Well, I don't think they were trying to.
No, I don't think they were trying to.
I think everyone thought they were at the start of the season.
Well,
Nah,
they
it's
want to
just-
move on from Kyler now, don't they?
Well,
Yeah,
that was
they do.
people's
That's
that was
news.
people's
That was the
thought, but
thoughts.
then they can't go get Caleb
No,
Williams anymore.
that news came out last week.
Oh no shit!
That
Yeah.
they're planning to move away from Kyler after this season.
Interesting.
Here's what I was
Okay.
going to say earlier. Trade with the Vikings. Kirk to the Cards. Kyler goes to the Vikings.
Get a first round pick or so. Get fucking
Interesting.
couple good wide receiver
Interesting.
ones in your draft.
Yeah.
Shit.
That'd be
Not
good.
bad.
That's a nice-
Imagine that
that's a
team with
nice-
James
yeah.
Conner, Kirk, and some.
Phil would be going insane.
I'm going to choose Rams as well.
Oh, for the other.
Well, I don't know if Phil would be. I don't know how Phil would react to that.
Kyler running around like a little baby, throwing to Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
I think it would bring that team down. I think they need a Kirk.
They need more of a pass
the
than a
Vikings.
run.
Yeah, they need a big. They need a big arm.
They need a
The
Kirk.
guy's going
Yeah,
to
yeah.
sit there and fucking just sling
And a
it.
guy that's got no ego like Kirk.
Yeah. Do you know who they need?
Me.
Gardner Minshew.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Sit in the
I thought
pocket.
you were just-
Take the
I don't
hits.
want Gardner going to
baller.
a team that I don't want to support.
That's fair. That's
You don't
good,
want to
yeah.
support the Vikings?
No, fuck the Vikings.
I like the Vikings. Well, because I like Kirk and JJ and the coach.
So what happens? Kirk leaves.
Yeah.
You still like the Vikings?
No.
Yeah.
No, well, that's the problem.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, yeah.
but hold up. Kirk leaves. They replaced him with
Murray.
Gardner Minshew.
Oh, Gardner Minshew.
Then yeah, I still
Oh,
like him.
then I'm-
He's
then
not
I'm-
going to replace him with Minshew, though.
No, they won't.
Minshew would have to ball out the next 4 games to get a starting contract next year.
He still won't. He still won't.
No. I don't know over Desmond Ritter.
I don't want to see him go to a team where he has to carry
the
a team.
like what
Yeah.
happened at Jacksonville.
Imagine him
Yeah.
at fucking 49ers.
Oh,
That'd
we
be cool.
also forgot to mention
That'd
that
be cool. Him at
that
49ers.
at that Jags game, it's a revenge game. Minshew against the Jags.
Oh yeah, he got back from the Jags.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh well. No, I'm still confident in the Jags.
Yeah, so am I. But love to see Minshew win a game.
Before we move on, I need to piss badly, so
Oh,
have
thank
to
God
cut around.
someone else said it. Holy
okay,
fuck.
I got it.
I just
Holy
walked away
shit.
and did it.
Fuck me, God damn it.
All right, we're back.
There's nothing wrong with refurbished. My phone's refurbished and that thing's fucking humming along perfectly.
Cree's knees
It's frozen
refurbished.
again.
And that thing's
Wow.
busted.
Bussin'?
All right, looking at the next game, we got the
Parlay.
Jets home game. They're underdogs +7 against the Eagles, -7, under over 42.
Only 7?
You know what's funny
What's
about this Jets team? They go on about how good their defense is, man. Defense. Their defense isn't actually that good. The one thing that carries their defense is touchdown percentage in the red zone. They are the best team in not allowing touchdowns when teams get into the red zone.
Wow, that's a fun stat.
That's a pretty good defense.
That's a pretty good defense.
Well, I mean, I guess that is good defense.
That's what
but
you
when
want,
you've got a
isn't
team as good as the Eagles, who will get into the red zone a lot, then it's kind of like
I mean, defenses can't do much against a tush push anyway. So just get him down.
Don't get him started.
Get him
Don't get him
down to
started.
one
Do not get him
nose.
started.
Get him
Don't get him
down.
started.
One of the most
Why'd you say
stupid
I knew
fucking
this was
plays.
Why'd you say
in
football?
I sit here with my
Why
beer and
the
let him
fuck?
go.
Like, look, I
No,
don't
you
fucking
shouldn't have.
mind. Like, okay,
Put the
here's the
mics
thing.
down. Let him go.
I wouldn't mind the tush push if defensive players were allowed to push other defensive players, because then it's fair. You've got offensive players pushing offensive players and defensive players that can't push each other. How is that ever going to fucking work? It's just not. You've got a whole O-line going to the D-line. Fair enough. Now you've got a bunch of tight ends being brought in to push the D-line. Now you've got running backs and a quarterback that are kind of just running into that as well. And on the defense, what do you have? You've got an O-line, a D-line, and linebackers that have to kind of go above, jump over the D-line. Like, that's never going to stop what they do. And it's just...
Especially when the quarterback can squat 600 pounds.
Yeah. But at least if players were allowed to push other players, you could just bring in a whole fucking bunch of big dudes on defense and like make it like a scrum. You know, as long as their O-line doesn't move, it doesn't matter if that O-line doesn't move, it doesn't matter if your QB can squat 600 pounds. He's not going to be the changing factor when you've got a guy on the other side that can also do the same. It's the fact that he's a QB and can do that you're adding in an extra player that can kind of do that. I think it's one of the most ridiculous, boring things to watch. I get annoyed when I watch it. It's just boring. It's just so boring. That's why you should go every game. You might as well go fucking Jalen Hurts touchdown scorer. Because the amount of times they go down the 1 yard line
Yeah,
and they
it's
just
actually really good.
tush push to
it's
get
a-
it.
Well, like
Yeah,
almost last week
yeah.
they had like 2 or
Yeah.
3 yard pushes on like 4th down, and they're like, just like they don't even have to be within one.
Yeah. There's any 3rd and 2, tush push. Any 4th and 2, 4th and 1, tush
Even a
push.
3rd and 4, they could probably pull it off.
Yeah,
Most
100%.
probably.
Yep.
And at this point, you might as well just
Jason
fake it.
Kelce as well.
At this point, you might as well fake it and let your tight end fucking just run an out route and hit your tight end on the
Oh,
fake.
that's a great call.
You know, at least if you make it so that it's more
I
even.
love a little route like that. Oh, yeah. Give me. I'd parlay that.
It's going to happen once. It's going to be like week 13. They're just going to pull some random play
They're
like
gonna-
that
they're
instead of
gonna
doing
throw
a
it,
push
yeah,
push
yeah.
and tush push. It's going
Well,
to be
at
insane.
least I'd have to do it if you made it more even.
Yeah.
Then there is like we might actually have to run a fake tush push here. Like, it's just,
Yeah.
I think it's so fucking lame.
You fan of the term tush push? The other term is brotherly shove. You don't really care what it's called. You just
Apparently,
want it out.
it's only the brotherly shove for the Eagles. Everyone else is the tush push.
I don't give a shit what the fuck it is. Get rid of it.
It's a scrum. It's what it is.
Actually, because you said it as well.
Sorry,
you said
Jordan
scrum.
Lada. That's just a disrespect to rugby. It's not a
Yeah.
scrum.
That's what it
both,
is.
both you guys said scrum and rugby, and we can't use those terms. It's copyrighted by Footy Talk.
Just giving them
You
promotion.
don't give them promotion.
Bleep that.
That's
Bleep
not their
that.
name.
Bleep
It's
it out.
fine. Keith got the name wrong.
Perfect.
I only heard of them once.
I mean,
Good.
Get out of here.
honestly,
Bleep it.
It's such a forgettable Footy Talk with the lads.
No, it's lads took footy.
Oh fuck! It's just
Okay, fucking bleep this whole segment. Jesus, don't give promotion out.
Fuck it matter. None of our viewers are going to go watch a fucking podcast called Lads Talk Footy.
actually does sound like something Phil would listen
Fuck,
to.
Phil.
We've lost Phil. It's been nice,
man.
bud. Enjoy
He's
the
getting
other
kicked out.
podcast.
Maybe the
Chat.
stuff you said about Ryan, he might go to. That's Bowman.
He wouldn't leave us.
Anyway,
too loyal.
He's loyal to a fault.
that's very true.
In saying that, I'm going to
Eagles
take Eagles -7.
No, I'm going Eagles.
Yeah, Eagles
minus
-7. I'm not putting any money on this. Jets are looking better than expected for a team that lost Aaron Rodgers and built their whole offense around Aaron Rodgers. Zach Wilson's having a bit
It's
of a.
not great though.
It's not great, but looking better than expected.
You're saying that again. What are you
looks
basing?
like
What are you
a-
basing that off, Keith?
2 games.
He looks like a deep, like
Against the Broncos, and who was the team before that?
Chiefs.
They didn't win that game.
They didn't win it.
nah.
but
But
they-
Zach Wilson had the best game of his life against the
Yeah, yeah. And also,
Yeah, it's because he was trying to impress Taylor Swift.
you
That's
have
about
to also account for the refs for the whole Chiefs thing too. So I was against the Chiefs and the refs.
They're playing against 19 men. That's hard.
it. More than 19. There's a lot of refs out there.
Hey, you counting all the ones in New York?
That's right.
A lot of men upstairs.
I don't know how many people there
There's
are.
a
in
lot
New
of men
York.
A lot of men
upstairs.
upstairs. So yeah, well, I just want to give a bit of love to the Jets there, who are doing better than they should, and it would be cool to see them beat the Eagles.
That
But
is
I
true.
don't think it'll happen.
I want the Eagles to lose so badly.
That's fair. He's a Giants fan.
Fucking hate.
That is true. I don't like. I want them to lose a lot too.
Yeah.
But I just don't see it happening personally. I just-
No, neither do I.
Especially when the Jets are really bad against the run, bottom 5 team actually.
Would you
against
say-
the run.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Swift.
Cree, would you say that Eagles are the worst 6-0 or 5-0
I
team.
think they probably are the
Wow.
worst 5-0 team in the
out of the
league.
two that are there.
Yeah.
In the
yeah.
entire league, they're the worst 5-0 team.
That's yeah.
Honestly,
Well,
they're
that's
just
pretty
a-
accurate.
That
though.
kind of
I'd
brings
back
up,
that.
that kind of brings up a point, right? So there's only two 5-0 teams. We have the Eagles and we have the 49ers.
Yeah.
Now, Tackle for Loss wants to put it on paper now, parlay on the scroll, if you will, that we support the 49ers,
to win the bowl.
yeah.
the true 5-0 team.
We are putting a lot of money, and you should too, on the Niners to win it all from today.
From today.
From today.
From when you're listening.
Don't
From
wait.
today.
Don't wait another
Cut
week.
cameras, Creed. Go both cameras. Point at the boys. Niners today.
I can't.
Niners
the house.
today.
I can't do both.
The
Niners,
house.
the house on the Niners.
On the Niners.
parlay the
These
Niners.
boys are putting their mortgage on the line.
Mortgage on the
I have to
house.
pay
Mortgage-
that.
I mean, on
mortgage
the, not on the house. Well, I mean, it is, but
The mortgage is on the house. It is on the paper, on the scroll.
on the scroll.
On the line.
Big
at the
parlay.
moment they are paying $5 on our respectful
betting site.
Yeah, betting
Unnamed
site that we
yeah.
use. They're paying $5. 300 on that wins 1,500. They are the best team in the league by far.
Yeah, by none.
By far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only team that could maybe beat them is the Chiefs and the refs.
Yeah.
Honestly,
The
Yeah.
Chiefs are the undefeated
The
team that
Chiefs-
I'm backing.
and the refs are the only team that can beat them, and that's there'll be a ref jersey shop at the end of that one for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Really forcing the whole Chiefs dynasty.
They
thing.
are. They are.
To be
It's
honest, I
fucking
don't
stupid.
want to bring that shirt out again. It was horrible to wear.
Yeah. Go to our Instagram Reels to check out that clip if you're listening to it on Spotify because you don't see the video, of course. We've gotten sidetracked. That's thankful. That's fuck.
That's thankful. Thankful.
Thankful.
Thankful.
That's
Sidetrack.
thankful.
Keeper's
That's
dyslexic.
thankful. You know what I'm thankful for?
Sidetracks.
Are you going to say something about the next game?
Easy money on the next game. The next game is the Bills at home, -14 against the Giants, +14.
Sunday night football. What a primetime game.
Big primetime game.
Who keeps putting the Giants on primetime?
Yeah,
Daniel
I
Jones.
don't know.
Daniel Jones
Yeah.
might not even
Someone
play.
who likes
Yeah.
pain, a masochist. Because that's insane. This is what's going to happen.
Daniel Jones might not play.
Yeah, he might not play.
He's injured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
It's
want to
'cause
hear?
the man's he's currently on track with the rate that the Giants have been letting sacks in. They're on track to have the highest sack rate of all time.
Of
Caleb
all time.
Williams will be a Giant.
I think. I
No,
don't,
no,
I
he'll
don't-
go back.
Yeah,
He'll
I
go
don't-
back
I don't
to
think
school.
there was a team-
He's one of the 5 teams. That,
Oh, was it? Was it one
yeah,
of the
Giants
Oh,
are one of the
really?
5 teams. That's why I put it in the chat. Yeah.
That's
What were
Yeah.
the other teams? Do you not have
I'm
them?
gonna have to go find it.
Yeah,
Okay.
it doesn't matter.
It was one of them was the Vikings.
Oh,
One
yeah.
of them was the Niners.
Yeah, that's
He's not going to be
happening.
there.
That's not
No,
happening.
that's not
Good
happening.
luck.
But no, one of them was the Giants.
Okay.
Please.
So Bills at home -14. Do you want to hear the stats? Here we go.
Go,
I
Chris.
printed
Shit.
off a separate sheet, right?
A separate sheet.
for the statistics.
It's embarrassing.
It is.
Wow.
It is.
It says here on our notes for people listening, in big capital letters, Cree has stats on Giants.
It is
is when we
embarrassingly
listen.
bad. So you guys listen to this and
Okay.
then tell me.
I don't know if I want to.
Tell me what you're going to take. So this is where they rank out of 32 teams in the respected fields.
Okay.
So this is overall stats.
This is for the Giants.
This is for Giants. Overall stats. The offense, points per game, they ranked 31st in the league.
We're not last. We're not
Yeah.
last. Who's
Yeah.
worse than us?
Yards per game, they ranked 32nd in the league.
Ugh.
Points per play, they are ranked 31st in the league.
Not last.
Yards per play, 32nd in the league. Third down conversion, 26th in the league. Fourth down, they're pretty good, 15th in the league. And that's,
Halfway there.
and that's the best they ever get. Red zone scoring percentage, 24th in the league, pretty bad.
Jeez.
Touchdowns per game, 31st in the league. Their defense, they're allowing points, so opposition
They
points
are
per
allowing
game.
points.
They are the 29th worst in points per game, allowing wise. They're allowing yards per game. They're 27th worst. Opposition points per play. They're the 31st worst. Yards per play, 31st worst. I can keep going. Opponent
Hey guys,
touchdowns
it's me, Harry, the Giants fan.
Opponents touchdowns per game. They're allowing 3.6 a game. The 30th worst team.
Mr. Graphics Man, lock up the Bills.
Have you got more, Cree? Or
Yeah, I've got more. Sorry, I'll keep going.
you can get going.
New York Giants defense against the run. Their defense against the run, they're allowing 5.3 yards a rush. That's 29th worst. Opponent rushes a game. They are 21st worst. Opponents rushes yards per game. Yards per game, they're the 30th worst. Opponents rushes touchdowns per game, the 31st worst ever. Oh, sorry, in this year.
Ever.
Even on
No,
offense,
it probably is.
in all those categories, on offense for rushing, the best they are is rushing touchdowns a game, in which they're the 20th best team. That's the best they get on that.
That's because we don't have any receivers.
He hasn't
Passing
finished.
wise.
Oh, fuck.
He hasn't finished.
Opponent's yards per pass, 30th in the league. Sack percentage is the 31st worst in the league.
Wait, who's allowing more sacks than them?
I don't know.
Fuck.
The amount they're sacking
it's
other
Washington.
QBs, the 32nd best in the
Oh, our
league.
pass rush sucks, yeah.
Interceptions stolen, 29th in the league.
Daniel Jones sucks, yeah.
Pass yards a game, 31st in the league. Yards per pass, 31st in the league.
Are you done yet?
Those are my stats on the Giants.
I have one thing to say. I know you're a loyal man, Harry, but I'm so sorry for you because that's fucking horrendous.
That is-
Why couldn't the Niners have won the
I don't-
2012 NFC Championship?
I don't
I'd be a
think.
Niners fan.
I don't know who the worst team in the league is last year. I'd have to go back and look that up. You know, see like who was the worst team, right?
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't
who
think-
got the number one pick? Isn't it?
Was it
The-
Chicago?
Chicago, yeah.
They traded it.
I don't think their stats were that bad.
No, the Giants this year are bad. Like
I think
it's-
they
it's
are
horrible.
one of the
With
worst starts.
How much hope we had going into the season with pretty much the same offense coming back and adding Darren Waller, and then getting worse somehow, and then our defense not knowing what the fuck is going on.
Do you still
Evan
watch?
Neal-
Do you still watch these games or?
Yeah, I will watch. Evan Neal does not know what the fuck is going. He keeps blocking the wrong people.
The fact
Last
that-
week he blocked Darren Waller instead of,
That was an embarrassing clip.
and then
yeah.
this week he just let someone run straight past him and didn't look at him, and they sacked Daniel Jones.
Harry, you say that. Here's an interesting one for the Bills, right? Last week against the Jags, they didn't allow a single sack, and they got to Trevor Lawrence 5 times.
Oh man.
Can we project over? Can we bet on over under on sacks?
Not on our.
Because I would put it
not our-
15
not on our
plus. They're
respective
breaking the
side.
record.
You know what? This I shouldn't do it, but I will
With
do it.
Von Miller, they're breaking the record.
I will lock the Bills minus 14 here, just because I shouldn't. I hate locking.
It's against your rule.
It's against my rule about locking.
I'm locking the
double
Bills.
digit. But if
be
the
fair, I locked the
Dolphins
Dolphins
can,
last
then I definitely think the Bills can. The only thing, what if happens if the Bills get back to the US 2 days before the game? That's what scares me.
I think they might be back already.
think they're back
I checked the flights.
Bills at home too.
Yeah, give me Bills all day.
On
No, it's
prime
just a
time.
quick
time.
jaunt
I don't
up
think
the
Daniel
road, isn't
Jones has
it?
ever won a primetime game. He's the new version of Kirk Cousins.
Wow, except Kirk's good.
Actually, no, I think Daniel Jones has won one primetime game. I think it was against Kirk Cousins.
Fuck.
Of course it is. Yeah,
That
this
really
is
says
just.
a lot,
I mean,
doesn't it?
you've kind of said it all. It's
It's a
It's,
punish. It's a punish.
it's a
You
huge
don't even need to talk
margin.
about how good the Bills are because you just
Yeah.
have
No,
to
we
talk about
don't.
how
We won't.
bad the Giants are.
Yeah,
we won't.
huge
Caleb
margin.
Williams,
What about
please.
what about the over under? Let's just have a brief
I
discussion.
wouldn't touch it because you don't
44
know.
and a half.
You know, it could be
I don't-
Bills. It could be Bills 15-0.
Right, that's very true.
You know,
Cool.
Depends if Stephon Diggs throws a tablet or not this week.
Yeah. A tablet
I'm-
and a tanty.
yeah.
I'm
locking
just
it,
going to
but-
pick the Bills. I don't want to.
No,
I
put
don't
your
wanna
money's
lock
on
it,
that one.
No.
That's all right.
I've kind of been stung by the big double-digit margins before.
Fair.
It's one of those things. The Bills should fucking blow the Giants out of the water, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't trust it, so I'm just gonna take the Bills.
Fair enough. All right.
Waiting all day for Sunday night.
Nice. Who wants the last game?
Fine. Yep. All right. Waiting all day for Sunday night. We're going Chargers, Cowboys. Chargers, dogs 2.5. Cowboys favorites -2.5. Under over 50.5. Big scoring game, boys.
I'm staying the fuck away from this one.
I mean, yeah, it's really interesting. I don't really like it at all. To be
No, I don't
honest.
like this game.
Neither of these teams, to me, know what they are. If you say, who are the Cowboys? I got no clue after that last game. Are they good? Are they bad?
Who are the teams the Cowboys have beat so far?
Here's the interesting stats.
You'll have to Google that one.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
Cowboys
set them up perfectly.
So Cowboys have played what 5 games now?
Yep.
They lost to the Niners obviously last week, 42-10. Horrible loss, not even competitive.
Yeah.
Other than that, they have they also lost to the 1-4 Cardinals.
Wow.
Right? The teams they have beaten though, so that's 2 losses. Here's the teams they've beaten: the 1-4 Giants. We just talked about the Giants.
We did.
The 2-3 Jets. This is when they were really bad with Zach Wilson.
Yep.
And the 1-4 Pats.
Wow.
Those are the teams they've won against, and they lost to a Niners blowout, and kind of a blowout by the Cardinals too.
That is nuts. I didn't realize what their schedule was because people are talking could be the Cowboys. Yeah,
Yeah, but I mean, you can't really trust that. They say that every year.
that's very true. Yeah,
America's team.
who them boys?
I think Dak's way too inconsistent to bet on this team, and even sometimes against this team.
Yeah.
And they're not
yeah.
utilizing Pollard enough.
Once again,
Yeah.
still just not using Pollard enough.
No.
And they don't even have Zeke this time.
No,
either.
to
They're
make
just not
excuses
doing it.
about not using him. They just
Yeah.
don't use them. I'll take Chargers plus 2.5 here.
I have an interesting stat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we go.
The Cowboys are 30th in the league in pass defense since the Trayvon Diggs ACL injury.
Shit.
Wow.
Wow, that is
Which
an interesting.
The
stat.
Chargers are a well-known fucking passing offense.
They are a well-known.
They're a
passing
top
offense.
7
Is
offense in the league.
Austin Eckler back yet, or is he still?
I think he is back this week, yeah.
Okay.
However, they are a bottom 4 defense, and that's what's also scary. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
Hence the under over, I think.
That's why it's a high under over.
yeah, true.
That's why I don't like this game at all. Even with all
No.
those stats, I still don't like
Nah,
it.
I don't like it at
I'll take
all.
the Chargers plus 2.5, but I don't like this game.
I believe this is also another revenge game. A Cullen Moore revenge game.
Who?
Cullen Moore.
Who's Cullen Moore?
A coordinator.
He's a coordinator.
OC.
He was the OC for the
Cowboys,
Cowboys.
and then got kicked out by Mike McCarthy
That's it.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's another
because he
revenge
wanted
game.
to run the ball more.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Cowboys minus 2.5. Again, I don't like it. I'm not going to touch it with money, but I don't know. Their defense is still terrifying. As much as they got blown out by the Niners, their defense is still pretty good.
I'm going Chargers all day. Not locking it, but all day.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's because I like the Chargers more. I like the Cowboys. That's it. That's it.
Everyone hates the Cowboys.
Everyone hates the Cowboys. That is all.
Apart
The
from
game
America.
That's it.
of week 6.
Done.
Anything else you're going to bet on this weekend, boys? That the audience needs to know about?
No, I mean,
Oklahoma State, Kansas.
Wait, that was
Oh.
last. Wait,
No,
it's
that was-
Kansas this weekend.
It was Kansas State last week. Now it's Kansas.
Oh
the
shit!
Jayhawks. The
Oh, the
Jayhawks.
Jayhawks. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Harry didn't pause between his ones.
Yeah, it wasn't dramatic enough for me.
No.
Oh, I'm away this weekend anyway, so I probably won't bet on much.
Okay.
Keith,
Yeah, nothing else.
any other sports?
Oh, maybe some NHL actually. I might bet on some.
We've been
some
talking
chow.
hockey today.
We've been talking
NHL
hockey.
started.
Yeah, it might be some chow. Once again, I gotta learn a lot of things. You know, I can't just jump into it straight away. Will I bet straight away? Yes. Will I
that's
tell
how you learn.
Will I
That's
tell
how
you
you
what
learn.
to bet on straight away? No. Give me a minute.
Yeah, we're a respectable podcast.
Exactly. I'm not gonna fucking hide that against the paywall.
When we say we reckon you should bet on it, we genuinely think
You know,
that,
and
we
I
will
could
too.
be like all these other guys that say that fucking post all my picks, and then
They
one in
post your
fucking
picks?
1 in 7 hits, and they're I'm so good at betting. No, I post all my picks. I post all of them, and I'm winning. But I'm a fucking dickhead. These
At
fucking
what cost?
wankers?
All right, well, that's been Tackle for Loss for another week for week 6 of the NFL. As always, like and subscribe on YouTube. Also, if you're listening on Spotify, please go rate us because it helps us shoot up the charts and like at least get some
into
trending
the
shit.
charts.
Hey, we're gonna start shooting. Don't you worry, boys. And then also our Instagram is tackle.4.loss. We're putting up shorts on there and on YouTube of the best parts of our content.
TikTok coming soon.
And TikTok's coming soon. We're
Maybe
gonna
a
get Harry
Twitter
sorting
or
that.
an X as they call it.
So follow us on everything. Comment, like, subscribe, and as always, don't bet on us.
Bet on yourself.
yourselves.
That was so uncoordinated. You gonna say it, Craig? You gonna
Nah.
let him know?
No, we're just gonna sit here and.
Chilling.
And we're gonna roll the outro.
We're gonna
music.
roll the outro
It's been a
music,
lovely
yeah.
week. It was
Outro
rather
started.
enjoyable.
That was.
That was a
yeah.
great podcast.
Yeah,
That was
really
really
good.
good. That
Much
was fun to
calmer,
listen to.
much calmer this week.
I think so.
Yeah,
Chris
yeah.
yelled. That was good.
You good there?
I think you just expended all
Did
this.
say something on the podcast?
Hey,
You've parlayed Cree out.
Ben is ready.
we parlayed him out. He's all parlayed out.
He's all parlayed out.
Just staring
He
down the camera.
spunked his parlay everywhere.
Parlays, parlays dripping on the walls.
Leave it, man. Jesus Christ. That's gotta be enough of the outro.